WNBA, what do I always say? The gift that keeps on giving. And if there's anybody who is welcome to chime in and blast Kathy Engelbert and blast the WNBA for the official.
Is getting back on the golf course again this offseason, participating in the Annika golf outing. And she has a couple of caddies that are going to be taking the course alongside her in the form of Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull. Sophie and Lexie kind of called this shot, or especially Sophie did, back before when it was first announced that Caitlin was going to do this event.
The WNBA just detonated a storm no one saw coming. Moments ago, reports surfaced that the league has officially declared war on Caitlin Clark, Lexie Hull, and Sophie Cunningham. 3 names that have now become lightning rods for controversy, inspiration, and defiance. And the reason? A golf tournament. But not just any golf tournament. One that might change women's sports forever. Caitlin Clark, the golden face of the Indiana Fever, and the icon reshaping basketball's future, has just taken her talents to an entirely new arena, the LPGA Pro-Am, one of the world's top golf tournaments. But this wasn't just a fun off-season hobby, this was a statement. Standing beside her on the green, fellow Fever stars Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull, serving as her caddies in what's being called the biggest crossover in women's sports history. The reaction was instant. Cheers from fans, panic from the WNBA offices, and a flurry of behind-the-scenes drama that's now spilling into public view. When the LPGA confirmed Clark's participation, it was supposed to be a feel-good story. Women from different sports uniting, breaking barriers, and celebrating excellence. But as soon as Clark's swing went viral, it set off alarms at WNBA headquarters. Within hours, insiders claimed Commissioner Kathy Engelbert was on the phone with lawyers trying to stop the event from happening. She allegedly warned Clark that stepping onto that course would violate media and sponsorship agreements. But Caitlin, ever calm and fearless, reportedly fired back with just one sentence: "You can't stop me from shining." And with that, the battle lines were drawn. For months, fans have watched as the WNBA has stumbled in handling Clark's meteoric rise. From fouls that seemed more personal than professional to players publicly criticizing her spotlight, the league has been accused of failing to protect its own superstar. Meanwhile, the LPGA saw an opportunity, and they seized it. They gave her the respect, attention, and red carpet treatment that the WNBA never managed to match. When Caitlin arrived at the golf course, she was greeted with cheers, not boos. The LPGA paired her with the world's #1 golfer, Nelly Korda, and rolled out a media campaign that skyrocketed online. Within 24 hours, Caitlin's golf swing went viral across social media. Fans flooded Twitter, now X, with clips calling it the shot heard around the world. Even LeBron James chimed in, retweeting her swing and declaring she's now in a league of her own. Sponsors immediately noticed. LPGA presale tickets shattered records. Entire flights were booked by fans flying in just to see Caitlin in person. Reports claim that brand proposals worth over $100 million are now being discussed. The same WNBA that once seemed unshakable suddenly looked fragile. Behind closed doors, panic spread. Sources claim the league's executives held an emergency meeting with team owners to assess what this crossover meant. And the numbers weren't pretty. Ratings reportedly dropped by 27% this quarter. Sponsorships froze pending further evaluation. And the one name keeping the WNBA in headlines was now shining somewhere else entirely. The irony wasn't lost on fans. Golf had done in one day what the WNBA failed to do all season: celebrate Caitlin Clark. And that's what has people furious. Because the LPGA didn't just invite Clark, they celebrated her. They turned her participation into a full-blown event, complete with TV coverage, media interviews, and red carpet arrivals. Fans wrote emails begging to see it televised, and the LPGA listened. The result? Viral buzz, trending hashtags, and millions of new eyeballs on women's sports. Meanwhile, the WNBA's silence was deafening. Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull, Caitlin's teammates, didn't hesitate to join her. Sophie, known for her fiery competitiveness, joked online months ago about caddying for Caitlin, never expecting it to actually happen. Now she and Lexie were right there beside her, smiling, laughing. and supporting one another on the fairway. It was a symbol, a quiet but powerful show of unity. 3 teammates standing together, doing what the league couldn't, lifting each other up instead of tearing one another down. But here's where things get even more interesting. The LPGA knew exactly what it was doing. Pairing Clark with Nelly Korda, golf's #1 female player, wasn't a coincidence. It was strategy. They understood that Caitlin's presence could bring millions of basketball fans into the golf world. And it worked. Photos of Clark and Korda dominated sports pages. The LPGA's social media exploded. This is how you grow women's sports. One fan tweeted, "Respect, visibility, and unity, not jealousy and drama." Inside the WNBA, however, that success only deepened frustration. Reports suggested that executives were blindsided, with some warning this could dilute the brand. But others, especially younger players, allegedly voiced support privately, saying Caitlin's success lifts everyone. Still, public statements from league officials were notably cold, and that coldness only fueled speculation that the WNBA was losing its grip. Because while Caitlin was out there receiving standing ovations, the WNBA's social media team didn't post a single congratulatory message. Not one. Fans noticed immediately. "The silence is embarrassing," one viral comment read. "You'd think they'd be proud." But the truth was clear. Caitlin Clark had outgrown the league's control. And it's not just about one event. This moment symbolizes something much bigger, a cultural shift in women's sports. For decades, female athletes have been told to stay in their lane, to choose one path, one image, one sport. Caitlin Clark is breaking that rule. She's proving that greatness isn't confined to a court or a jersey. Whether she's draining threes in front of sold-out arenas or swinging a golf club under the sun, people watch because it's her. That's power. Her quote from a recent interview summed it up best. "Golf gave me what the WNBA took away: respect." That line hit harder than any shot she's ever made, because it wasn't just about her. It was about every woman athlete who's ever felt overlooked, dismissed, or underappreciated. And it's working. LPGA ticket sales skyrocketed, with most buyers listing Caitlin as their main reason for attending. Fans are traveling from across the country just to see her. Sponsors are rethinking their partnerships, asking why one athlete can command so much attention outside her league but not within it. And the WNBA, for all its statements about empowerment, now finds itself facing a question it's avoided for too long. Why did it take golf to give Caitlin Clark what basketball couldn't? Even more fascinating, there are rumors that Caitlin, Sophie, and Lexie are already planning their own charity event, a crossover celebration of women's sports built by the very players the WNBA tried to silence. If that happens, it could permanently change how leagues approach their stars, and how stars define their careers. But beyond the headlines and the hashtags, something deeper is happening. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark or golf. It's about respect. It's about women athletes reclaiming their power, their image, and their worth. It's about showing that success in one sport doesn't mean confinement. It means evolution. The beauty of this moment lies in unity. Sophie Cunningham said it best: "When women lift each other up, the world notices." And she's right. Seeing her and Lexie cheering Caitlin on wasn't just heartwarming, it was revolutionary. For once, the story wasn't about rivalry or resentment. It was about togetherness, about proving that collaboration builds more power than competition ever could. Fans see it, they feel it. That's why social media is overflowing with messages of support. "This is bigger than basketball," one fan wrote. "Caitlin's showing every little girl that you can choose your path, not the one others choose for you." And that's what makes this moment historic, because when the noise fades, what remains isn't the controversy. Well, it's the message. That respect, recognition, and unity are worth more than any title or trophy. Caitlin Clark didn't just swing a club, she swung open a door that's been locked for generations. And the best part, she's not walking through it alone. Sophie and Lexie are right there beside her, caddies on paper, but partners in purpose. The WNBA can issue all the statements it wants. It can panic, it can posture, it can even threaten. But what it can't do is stop what's already begun. A movement, a realization, a reminder that greatness isn't controlled by a contract, it's fueled by conviction. So maybe this isn't a war after all. Maybe it's a wake-up call, because Caitlin Clark just proved something the world needed to see, that real respect doesn't come from authority, it comes from authenticity. Yeah, Tip. And as long as she continues to follow that light, the crowd will follow her, whether it's on a basketball court, a golf course, or anywhere else she decides to shine. And that, right there, is what has the WNBA shaking, because no league, no rule book, and no commissioner can contain someone who's already proven she doesn't need permission to be great. Caitlin Clark's story isn't about rebellion, it's about recognition. And this chapter, it's only the beginning.